think the Suzuki Cappuccino is one of the 10 most fun cars ever produced. It might seem crazy for such a small, inexpensive, when new roadster, but the fact of the matter is that this is just one of the greatest, most balanced vehicles of all time. It's just laugh out loud fun. And you know what? This one is the most fun of all, because this is the really rare second generation. This is a 1995 EA21R version of the Suzuki Cappuccino. And out of the 28,010 Cappuccinos made from 1991 into 1998, well, only a tiny fraction were these second generation cars. We're finding one in this Y33 dark turquoise metallic in such amazing shape with a 5-speed. We're talking needle in a haystack here. Now you can watch the full review I did on the first generation Cappuccino many years ago, and really my feelings haven't changed. I'm just more passionate about it now. I mean, you've got this great 4-position top that appears on no other car in history. It's fast, it's fun, it handles amazingly, it's comfortable. I mean, how can you go wrong? It's like 3 feet shorter than the Miata and weighs 550 pounds less. Well, actually, it weighs 600 pounds less if you equip a Miata with air conditioning like this has. I mean, it's the car to have. And keep in mind, the second generation Capo is far faster than a Honda Beat or AutoZam AZ1. And it's a bargain compared to the AZ1. Values for all of them are going through the roof, but you can still get a Cappuccino for so much less than an AZ1. So what are the big differences between the EA11R first generation and EA21R second generation Capos? Well, the list is actually fairly short. There's this new interior upholstery on the very comfortable bucket seats. There's an internal trunk release, which is wonderful, so you don't forget your key back in the trunk. There are lighter wheels, which are really cool looking. But really, the biggest difference is under the hood in front of us. A new engine, the K6A. Instead of being a cast iron block with aluminum head, dual overhead cam, turbocharged, intercooled 3-cylinder like the F6A, this one's all aluminum. And it doesn't have a timing belt, it has a timing chain. And that means this thing is a lot lighter. Well, 22 pounds lighter, and it handles great. But it also has more torque. You see, this thing has 74 foot-pounds of torque instead of 63 in the F6A first generation Capo. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, 11 foot-pounds, but that's 17.5% more torque. And you can actually feel it. Power. Yeah, right when you come up on 3,000, it starts pulling so much harder, and it's awesome. Now, 0 to 60 time, still not setting the world on fire, but man, it feels fast, and it is certainly fun, and it revs all the way up to 9 grand. Well, actually, it'll rev all the way to 10 grand if you're heavy in the foot, and it doesn't complain at all. This thing is so much fun. Now, what's really funny is that for the second generation Cappuccinos, they actually made a 3-speed automatic transmission available. And it proved so popular that really more than half of them, it's estimated that about 2/3 of the EA21Rs were 3-speed automatic cars. Now, there's nothing wrong with automatics. I just personally would rather have a 5-speed because this is a slick shifting box. I mean, sure, no car is perfect, and the Cappuccino's, it's not perfect either. It's pretty narrow. There's not a lot of place for you to put your elbow and shoulder. The trunk is really small, and when you put the tops in it, there is basically room for a couple Ziploc bags. But it gets great gas mileage, it's super fun, and it's comfortable. So, yeah, the pros way outstrip the cons. So why do you want a Cappuccino? And most specifically, why do you want a second generation if you're lucky enough to get your hands on one? Well, take it from a guy who's driven Porsches and Lamborghinis and Ferraris and NSXs and all kinds of other cool stuff. It's worth it because it's so much fun. And let's face it, how many other cars have you ever driven that where you're driving a Targa, then you just decide, hey, I want to be in full roadster form. So you just go like this,